Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute Christmas gift box. And inside it's got a special treat. So if I slide this off. How cute is that? Ho ho ho. So let me go ahead and show you the supplies you need to make this. You need a piece of real red cardstock, and this measures 7¼ inches by 6 inches. Another piece of real red, and this measures 6 3/16 by 2 7/16. It has to be quite accurate because it needs to be slightly smaller to make this insert inside. Okay, and then you'll need some gold foil paper, and this is to cut these swirls and also, oops, got the box, your letters here, and also these little O's here. Okay, so, and I've done that with, so the letters are cut using the Playful alphabet, and you can see I've cut it with the foam adhesive on the back so that they are raised a little bit, and I'll show you how to cut the O's during the video. You also need, and I've gone ahead and embossed this with my favourite Wintry embossing folder, a piece of basic white cardstock, and this measures 5 inches by 1¼ . Okay, so let me show you the scoring. Now I first saw something like this a few years ago using our bigger letters, and so I've just kind of created my own design for the box, and then also resized the box in order to use the smaller letters. And also I've used these small Lindor chocolate balls. Okay, so on the short side of the bigger piece of card, so this is on the 6-inch side, you need to score this at 1 inch, at 2½, 3½, and 5, and then turn it and score at 1 inch and then 6¼ . And then on the smaller piece, you need to score at ½ inch on all 4 sides. There we go, so that's all our scoring done. Okay, so let's work on this piece first. So you're going to fold on all of your score lines here. Let's just go over them with a bone folder as well. This is one of my projects for December for my class ladies. I thought as it's Christmas, we'll go all out and have a special project. Okay, so I've put a little thumb notch in here in one end. These both of these ends are the same width, so it doesn't matter which. And for this I've used my retired 1-inch circle punch, but you could find another die or something to cut that out, but you may still have that punch too. So did I score, did I fold these ones? No. Did I? I'm not sure. I'll do it again. So fold these end ones as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is cut up all of these score lines here on each side to the next score line. So just straight up. There we go. And then we're going to leave these bigger 2 sections here alone, and we're just on these 3 square tabs, we're going to cut, slither off each side to make flower pots. I always call them flower pots there. And then you're going to chop about half of that off. Okay, so on all of these squares do the same. So coming in at the bottom up to the corner, and then get rid of about half. And this is just because when we fold it together, we don't want too much bulk behind this one, because both of these sections are going behind. Okay, so it just helps us out there for the closure. And do the same on the other side. So up to the score line. Tuck these two away, the bigger two, so you don't get confused. And then take off some triangles either side to make your flower pot, and then chop off halfway down. It doesn't have to be perfect, perfectly halfway or even particularly straight. We just want to get rid of that excess on the tab. I think I might go to the corner in that one. Okay, so let's get rid of all of these pieces. So to make our box, this is our lid here. Sorry, this is our little front closure here. So on the front of the box, we only want to attach one of these little tabs, and then on the base you have the two. Okay, so you have that kind of hinge. So go ahead and add some tape if you're using it, tear and tape. If not, I would glue as you go if you're using liquid glue. I'm just going to show you here where to put your tape. So just on the tabs that we've chopped off, or chopped half of them off, I should say. We still need some on there. Okay, so there we go. So this is what you should look like at the moment. So nothing on these bigger tabs. Have it this way up because this is the way it's going to fold, and then tab on these, tape on those 6 there. And then we're going to go ahead and peel the backings off. Like I say, if you're using glue, do this as you go because you'll get in a bit of a sticky mess otherwise. But if you're using tear and tape, you can do all this in one go. Oops. Okay, so on the base, so the one that isn't notched, we're going to attach these two and these two. So line up this straight edge here with this fold here. So just bring that round and line that up so you get a nice neat corner. And then the same with the one next to it, you're going to bring that round underneath and line up the straight edge with that fold. So the same on this side. So that fold to the straight edge. Try and get it lined up as best as you can because obviously we need to fit that insert in. And then for the lid, the one with the notch, we're just attaching this one. Obviously that's the only one now that's left, in exactly the same way. So there we go. That's how your box is going to close, and this just helps us. If you don't have one of these, it's fine, you could still open, but that just helps the opening there. Okay, so we'll work on the insert now. So fold again on all of the score lines. It took me a little bit of time to work out where to put the holes in this, but I've done that for you, so you don't need to work it out again. I had quite a few prototypes, but I'm going to show you how I did this. So take a ruler. If you have this in a kit from me, this will already be marked out, but if you haven't and you want to recreate this, take a ruler and you want to mark across the short side at anywhere on here really at 1 1/4 inch. So I'm just doing this so I can get a straight line down. So I'm going to do it 3 times down here. It's just so that I can get an average of where 1 1/4 is, and then I'm going to join up those dots without getting my head in the camera with a pencil there, so I can see that's my center line that way. So that's the center across here. And then what I want to do now is have my ruler right at the edge here, at the far edge, and then I just want to, along that line, put some little crosses so we know where to make the holes. So you're going to make a little cross at 1 3/4 inches, again at 3 1/2, and at 5 1/8. So there we go. You can see my little crosses on there, and they don't look evenly spaced out. They're not meant to, because obviously we need one of our O's to be further across. So this was the best I could get it. There's obviously a slightly bigger gap there than there is here. Anyway, I played around with it enough. I found that was close enough. So now you can, if you have them, and this is what I did, use my 2 retired punches here, my 1-inch circle punch and my 3/4 inch circle punch. Now unfortunately they're no longer available to buy, but I also worked out that you could use the gingerbread dies, and if you use these 2 bigger ones here, what you would do is you would cut in your gold foil the smaller one first, and then around that you cut with the bigger one. So I'll show you with the punches, but it's the same idea that you could use with the gingerbread dies. Okay, so you need about a 1 1/4 inch strip of gold foil, and I've gone ahead and cut 2 of my rings here. So you slide the smaller one into the 3-inch circle punch first, and you can use this little circle for a little banner or something, and then use the 1-inch circle punch and come around that circle. You see there? Just give that little punch and you create your ring. So we're going to use the smaller one, the 3/4 inch punch, or the smaller die, to punch these holes in here. You need to have your cross roughly in the middle of the punch or the die here. Can you see that? I don't know how easy that is to see. So go along and do that on all of your little crosses here. And like I say, you can use the dies to do the same, and that creates your holes for where you're going to put your little sweets in. Okay, now we're going to cut up these 2 score lines here up to the next one. So just 1, 2, and then turn it around and do the same on the other side. 3, 4, and then on each of these tiny little squares here, we're just going to notch in a little bit here to create our little flower pots. There we go. So on all 4 tabs, we're going to leave the long bits here straight, okay, but this just helps it tuck underneath. Sorry, my voice keeps going a bit croaky and a bit squeaky at times, so apologies for that. There we go. Okay, so this is what you're left with here, and then having it this way up, because this is going to create our little kind of tray, you're just going to put some tape or glue on these 4 little tabs. You can just about fit tape on here, but if you're using glue, that's no problem. You just need to hold it a bit longer to let it dry. Okay, so let's get those backings off. So I can't believe 2 weeks today will be on Boxing Day. How crazy is that? Christmas comes around so quickly. I think once we're past Halloween and bonfire night, it's just whizzes. Okay, so once again, you're going to use this fold here and this straight line here as a guide, and you're just going to fold, oops, those around. And again, try and get them nice and straight if you can, because they obviously need to fit inside this box. So all the way around like that. So you get your little insert tray. Now, it's a moment of truth. You need your circle that's closest to the edge. So you see this one's further away, over to the right when you put it in. And when you do put it in, just try not to put one end in too far first, because you'll struggle to get this end in. So try and kind of put it in level to start with, and then ease it down. You can squeeze the ends a little bit just to help it on its way, and then it will just push down into there. Okay, so we can decorate it while it's in there, or we can do it while it's out here, whichever way you find easier. So go ahead and attach your rings, and I found the easiest way to do it is just little dots of glue around the edge. If you aren't confident that you can do little dots. Pop some scrap paper, or if you've got grid, pop a little dollop of glue in the corner and then just pick it up from there. Okay, so one here. Whoops, sliding. I keep sliding it when I move away. Okay. My glue's not coming out too easily. So I hope you're all up together with your Christmas shopping. I've nearly done. I've just got a couple more bits to get for my girls. I never think I've got enough, and then on the day I suddenly look and think, wow, that's too much, and then I have to hold some back. Their birthdays are in January and February, so it's quite good for me. I can I can kind of overbuy and then keep some back for their birthday, so it's not too bad, but it never looks enough when I'm first looking at it in the cupboard. Okay, so they're set in place, and then I've gone ahead and cut 3 H's here from my Playful alphabet. This is a really handy one to have from the catalogue. You get numbers and let me show you here. You get numbers and letters, and other little bits and pieces, hashtag, question mark. So you can see my H here is missing because I've got it in my kit next to me. So go ahead, remove the back. You can just stick these down flat, but I quite liked them with the gosh, I can't find my words today. I quite liked them with the foam adhesive. That's what I'm looking for on the back. So go ahead and attach these H's, and you can, you can move them around a bit if you want to. Actually, that's quite nice. I quite like those. I might do it like this. I did it straight in this one, ho ho ho, but I quite like it, you know me and my off center here. So I'm just going to peel the backing off. So when you go to cut this with the silver, sorry, with the gold and the letters, I've got a piece here. So you just attach, so you peel off the backing of your one side of the foam, stick this piece on, and then put the backing back down, and then put your dies on top, and then it will just go through. You need to put it through your cutter, a few times, but I think it was a really good way because I just wanted it to stand up a little bit, because when you put the sweets in, they're lifted a bit too. So, and these little Lindor balls you can get in the UK anyway, in supermarkets. They're generally, with the Christmas sweets, down the side of the shelves, they have little hanging packets, and they're down there if you haven't spotted them. But I guess you could probably order them online as well. So I'm going to pop this back in. Like I say, you could decorate it once it's in there if you'd rather. And once it's in, it's, quite a good idea to keep it in, because then you don't have to fiddle around trying to get it in there. Like I say, try and get it level on the way in, and then it'll be easier just to push down. Cute. Okay. Pop the Lindor in at this stage. How cute is that? Okay, so fold this down, and the beauty of this is once you've done this, you don't need to open it again before you give it to somebody. It's a ready-made present. So if somebody turns up at your house, sometimes you don't know, do we buy for this person, do we not? You've got a little gift there ready. Okay, so on the back of this embossed piece, I'm going to pop some dimensionals. And you can just about get 2 across of the big dimensionals. So I popped some in the middle here as well, just to balance it out. I just love this embossing folder. I'm going to be sad when Christmas is over and I can't use it anymore. I'm not even sure I've used the other one at all, that you get 2 in a pack. I'm not sure if I've used that at all, but honestly, I've got my money's worth out of this one so much. Okay, so flip this over. You can decide obviously where you want this, but this, it's got less kind of design at this end than this one, so I'm going to use this for my ribbon end. So I'm just going to lift this slightly while I see where I'm putting it, pop that on the top, and I've gone ahead and cut my little swirl here. I love this. It's from what's it from? Stitched Stars dies, and look at that, it's just amazing. And it's great because you get these little stars that come out as well, so you've got extra things to use. You can either put them on your box or to use on another project. So it's tricky to attach the swirl. There's not many places where you can put glue behind, but I'm looking at these bigger pieces kind of here and behind a couple of the stars that I know I can put some glue on. Just be careful because some of them will go off the side, so obviously you don't want glue under those ones. So just wherever you can find a bit more space here underneath, to pop some dots of glue, and try not to let them kind of splurge out because it does get on the foil and it doesn't look too great, so it makes it a bit smeary. I think that might be my maximum there. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which way up you have your swirls going because it's pretty either way. And then you will just need to hold that in place for a few minutes because you've got the emboss layer as well. It's not, they're not best friends really. So you have to, you know, force them to like each other. There we go. And then I would suggest for the ribbon, you need about 11 inches here. And I've used this gorgeous, let's see what it's called here. Double stitched satin ribbon. Beautiful. So again, like I say, about 11 inches. I'm just going to cut a little diagonal at the ends. You may need to trim again once you've tied. And then I've just tied a double knot. I find with some ribbon that you don't need to tie a bow particularly, and knots look just as pretty. So put it around, you know, kind of center it around the top of the box here. You might need somebody to come along and just pop their finger on here where you tie the next bit. And when you tie it, just make sure it will still slide off. So not super tight, but tight enough so it looks like, you know, it actually belongs there. There we go. And then you can trim the ends. It's just easier giving yourself a bit extra to do the tying. Oh, it's so pretty against the white. And then we're going to use some real red rhinestones. You can see I've chopped mine about here because they've been going out in kits and in classes. So I'm just going to scatter these around. Where will I have them? One up here, one in this little space here, and you can always pop one in the middle of a star maybe. That looks pretty. So there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed making my ho 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 Christmas box. Take care, see you soon, bye.